So we're going to start by actually working on the village first, and then we'll work on our whale. So I have the Woodlands kit. You can use any kit for this. So you can choose the colors you want for your fishing village if you'd like them to be very bright or muted. So I'm going to come in here and actually do kind of a muted village. So it has more of a gray look. I suggest you leave some of the white of the paper so that it's not too muted, and we'll add some pop of color in here. I'm going to do the same thing with this other house in this village, like so. I'm going to use a little bit of this shadow color, which is like a black. Make this door, it's really small, so I'm just kind of generally putting this color right there over that. I like that a lot. And then I've kind of got these windows here, so I'm going to use that same color but with a lot of water in it to just, after that's dry, you can pop in a little bit to make it look like a window. And the same thing will happen over here. They're so tiny, but you get the impression of the blue. That kind of blended into my house, and that's fine. Let's move it around a little bit. And now, and if you wait for it to dry, it will work out a little bit better. I'll take this color here and just pop that into there. Let's see, get that blue for that window, and you can always go back in later. This is just going all over the place because it's still wet, but I kind of like it in the village house itself, so that's fine with me. Gonna do the same thing over here just to give it a little more vibrancy. Okay, now I'm going to wait on these flags for now because I'll put the blue of the whale behind there, and this one I'll go ahead and paint. I've got a yellow. You could make it any color that you wish, like so. And I'm going to use like a brown for this flagpole here. Maybe it's wood. And I'll put a little bit of brown along the bottom of my house here. And now I'm going to do these little stones. So you could either make them like a gray, like a little cobblestone. You can come in, I've got this kind of rusty color, so you could use a combination of gray and sort of a rusty color here. We'll have to go around these kind of carefully later when we color in our whale, when we paint it. Like so. Alright, so we've got the basics of our little village, and I'll show it to you up close as it's so tiny. And now we'll start painting our blue whale. I'm going to start over here to the left and go right so I don't put my hand in it and make a mess. And I'm using this darker blue color from over here. And I'm going to kind of come and drop a line of really heavy pigmented brush line here. Being careful. And now I'm going to drop a little bit of that coming toward me. Now I'm going to clear my brush off on my paper towel over here. I've got a paper towel. And now I'm going to just kind of pull with some water just touching a little bit of that edge. And what'll happen is I'll start to follow where that water is. Get some of that pigment off. Really kind of letting some of that pigment have some places where the minerals have settled and some where they're just following that water so that it's definitely not too manipulated and planned by me, and it gives it that nice look there. And I'm going to come over and kind of get that right to the edge before it dries, like so. So I'm going to keep doing that around this whale, so you can just watch me now how I do this. And you could just paint it, the whole thing. Just go over the whole thing and it'll still look good. This is just to give you an idea on technique, to get closer to the way I have an example and just give you something else to do if you haven't ever tried sort of this style. So I'm clearing my brush. Now I've got water I've kind of squeezed in here, and before that's why I didn't go all the way around, so that it doesn't dry yet. And it'll kind of flood into here, and it starts making those pretty swirls of color as it finds a place to travel to. I'm going to be really careful here because I didn't do the flags first. It's a little bit of a darker line than I maybe would have chosen to do, but so I'm going to kind of get a little bit of pigment and sort of dapple that in here, because I want to put the whale's color in between some of these stones very loosely. Now you noticed I didn't have a ton of color on the end, so that it didn't end up thick like this and then unable to sort of spread it around. If you get too much, you can always just dab some of it back with your paper towel, and I'll go in between these in a minute. So I'm just going to now move some of that pigment around. I'm going to add some pigment in here, kind of squeeze my brush with a little bit of water, and it's giving that watery look since the whale is in water. It's kind of neat that the watercolor has that texture. You can see how it's kind of traveling because this is wet. So I am regulating some of the amount of pigment based on either one, having it over here in my tray. You can also try it out on your paper strip before you put it on your paper, or I'm wiping some of the pigment occasionally off onto my paper towel just to put some in, take some off of my brush because it's just going to be loaded on the end of that brush and maybe too much for what I'm trying to do. So I'm going to come along here, and I've got these lines to add texture for the whale. I'm going to get rid of that vertical line that was forming there and go sideways with that. And I left that to dry a little bit too much, but it looks like a shadow of the flag, so that's all right. And I'll come along here and get that with a little bit more color. Now, to go around these stones, because it's already dry, I'm going to go around and just even almost with a clear brush, I'm kind of moving some of the pigment that's there into the white spaces just to kind of close some of those gaps, like so. And I may go over it with a little bit of gray later, but now we've got the underside of this. Well, I'm leaving this part white right here. And in my original, I didn't make this line too dark like I did over here. So now I'm clearing off some of that pigment and moving the pigment I laid down around. That way I'm regulating how much pigment I'm using in this space. I want to even it out, so I'm just dabbing some into the wet there. Okay, now down here I'd like it to have more pigment, a lot like up here. Grabbing some, this is very intense from the box, and adding that there. It's a nice dark color. Following some of these lines. Like so. While I've got this color in the end of my brush, I'm going to pick a few of these places where it's dark and just go ahead and lay those in. But I don't want to take too long because I don't want it to dry. Okay. Now I've cleared my brush off. I'm moving some of that pigment around. I may add a little bit more in a minute after I see how that turns out. Doesn't have to look exactly like my reference. So you can see it kind of dried in place a little bit, so I'm lightly going across it, and it helps to keep that texture. But even though I'm coming across with water, it still is maintaining its texture because I'm not touching it very hard, not putting too much pressure on it, I guess the better way to say it. So now I've kind of got this line here where I was crossed over, and it's okay because this is going to be blue, but I just wanted to get rid of that line there. And now I just need to go over this area here. And I definitely want to put a little bit more pigment along that line. And this line here. Come in here and put that in. Clearing my brush again. Just going to kind of lightly ignite. Kind of activate, I guess the better word. That pigment. Get rid of those white lines. And seeing in my original, I have some definition along this front line here. I don't want it to look like a line like that, so I'm just going to kind of clear my brush and sort of pull away at that just to kind of blend it in a little bit more. And now I'll take a clear brush and go over that a little bit. So it gives it texture. Not too strong of a line right there. I'm just kind of scrubbing at those pigments to move them around. And this line basically went away, so I'm going to go back over it a little bit more. And now I'll get rid of some of this white in here. Having the different layers gives it more texture. And every layer you add, especially with the same color, it's going to obviously tonally get darker. You may have the same color, but with different layers, you end up with 3 or 4 different layers of that tone. And I'm going to come in here and just kind of put that eye in and put a little shadow across here. You don't have to do that. I didn't do that in my original, but you may want to try to make it look a little more realistic. Add some pigment. And you can always add things into your ocean if you want, because it's really very whimsical. And now we can come back up to our fishing village now that things are dry. I'm going to take a little bit of this kind of gray-black, and I'm just touching a little bit of that to the bottom of each of these little stones to give it definition, kind of look like it's got dimension to it. Not too far with that line. Clear off my brush and just kind of fade that in a little bit more. A lot of that color just kind of went away, got absorbed into the painting, so I'm just adding some back. And you can decide, you could kind of just go over it with blue and leave it as a texture if you wanted. And now with these flags, I hope you have like a little tiny brush where it will kind of go everywhere. And I'm actually going to make that orange as well. I'm going to add a little bit of color up to this. And make this a little bit more vibrant. Well, I have too much water on my brush. I'm not sure what happened there, but kind of went everywhere. And like that. And let me kind of brighten up my windows here. Oh, that was pretty dark. And then I've got these little seagulls. I guess they're gray. You don't really have to paint over them because they're just a little tiny line, but you can if you want. And a few little shadow details to my house. So small, it's kind of hard to do it. These aren't really shutters, but shouldn't have got just the slightest little line to the one side I think looks best. And now I'm just going to pop in some blue. And I'm pretty happy with how that looks. It's so small you can kind of see up close the little village, but as a painting, it's super cute, a little whimsical.